Hello all. In this video session we'll be discussing about two functions fputs and fgets. So fputs is for writing a string to a file, whereas fgets is used for reading data line by line from the file. Okay, so first we'll see how fputs works. So these are the header files I have included. Then I have declared a string of size 200. Then I have a file pointer. I initialized it with null. Okay, most of the times initializing with null is a good choice, because if something happens to fopen function, then we can evaluate fp to null. Okay, now if this value is not given, then everything is okay until fopen works correctly. If it is interrupted, then it will cause some errors. Anyway, so I have opened the file sdemo.txt in write mode. Then after that I have written an infinite loop, and here we will be reading one line of data, and I'm checking whether that line is a new line character. That is, if I input a line without any data other than new line character, then it will break from the while loop, and so writing of data will stop. Okay, so I have used this fget function to read from keyboard. Okay, we have seen how this fgets function works and what are the purpose of these three parameters. First one is the name of the string to which it will be read, and it is the next one is 200, which is the total size up to which it can read, and then we can define the stream. Okay, so since I am reading from keyboard, I have given it as std in. If I was reading it from a file, I would have given the file point. Okay, so I'm just using fgets for reading from the keyboard here, and then after reading that, I'm checking whether the read data is new line character or not. If it is a new line character, it will break, otherwise it will write that particular string to file pointed by fp. Okay, so that's how this statements in this while loop works. And once we give only a new line character to a line, it will break from here, and then after that we will close the file using the function fclose. Okay, so instead of fgets function, you can also use the gets function, but in case of gets function, a new line character won't be appended at the end of the string, so you also have to put a new line character in the file as well. Okay, so that is in the case when you're using this gets function for reading data from keyboard. Okay, so now I'll just compile this program, and gcc fputs demo.c output it to fputs demo.out. Okay, no errors. Then I'm just going to run fputs demo.out. Okay, so I'm just going to give this is a text file, this is to test fputs and fgets. Okay, so I'm just going to give test fputs. So finally I'm just going to enter, that is I'm going to give a new line character without entering any character in that particular line. That will exit from the program. That is, this condition will evaluate to true and break will be executed. So this is how fputs function works. Now we will see fgets demo.c. So here also the same declarations are done. So here we know what are the arguments of fgets function. So here, since I am reading from the file, I have given the fp here, and usually when we are checking the end of file condition, that is in fscanf or fgetc or getw functions, they were actually returning the status. That is, if it is end of file, it would return EOF or -1. But in the case of fgets function, it is actually returning the string read from fp. Okay, so in case of end file or any error, it will return null value. That's why I have checked this null value for evaluating whether this file has reached end of file or not. Okay, so here we will be evaluating this particular value with null value, because fgets function will return null value when fp reaches end of file. That's why we are evaluating it to null value. So if it is not null value, then end of file is not reached. If it is equal to null value, then end of file is reached. So while this is not equal to null, means that while it is not end of file, we will be reading str using this statement, and then we will be outputting that using the data in the variable str, simply using a printf statement. Okay, so you can also use this condition. Also, this will also work. You can try out this code as well. Okay, so after writing all these, we will be using fclose function to close this file. Okay, so I'm just going to save this, then I'm going to compile this. This is fgets demo.c, output it to fgets demo.out, no error. So f/fgets demo.out, I'm just running it. So it will just read line by line, and then it will first read the first line, then print that, then second line, then print that, and when it goes to read the third line, it identifies that it has reached the end of file, so it will exit from the while loop. Okay, so this is how fgets and fputs works. Okay, so go through this program. For writing, we can use fputc or fputs function. For reading from a file, we can use fgetc function or fgets function. Okay, so c means character by character and s means string by string. Okay, so the fgets function usually read line by line. Okay, so that you have to remember. Okay, then try out some sample programs based on this concept and try out the function fputs and fgets. Okay, thank you.